Hello. In the speaking topic for today, we have to ask and answer about health in short dialogues. Let's start. First of all, please look at the following sentences. I feel terrible. Are you okay? You don't look well. What's wrong? I can't stand it any longer. Then you should see a dentist. My question for you is, can you guess what the dialogue might be about? Of course, you see that is answering about someone's health problems. Let's see the situation together. The sentences were from a dialogue between two friends. Which of the ages are they talking about? Stomachache? Headache? Toothache? Or sore throat? If you remembered from the phrases, they were talking about a toothache. Let's go on reading the dialogue. And then you have to answer these questions. What is Jenny's advice? And what is John going to do? Please pay attention to my reading. Are you okay, John? You don't look very well. I feel terrible. Oh dear, what's wrong? I've got dreadful toothache. Why don't you get a painkiller? I did, but it still hurts. When did you take it? About an hour ago. Well, it should make you feel better soon. I can't stand it any longer. Then you should see a dentist. I hate going to the dentist. I'm sorry, but you have to go. I suppose you're right. So, to answer the first question, what is Jenny's advice? Jenny advised taking a painkiller first. Then, as John can't stand it any longer, he should see a dentist. And in the end, what is John going to do? He agrees to go to the dentist. To better understand the dialogue, now we have to find sentences in the dialogue which mean you look awful, I feel awful, what's the matter, I think you're right. Let's give it a try together. You look awful means you don't look very well. I feel awful, I feel terrible, in other words. What's the matter? He says, what's wrong? And I think you're right. John says, I suppose you're right. The useful phrases to ask and answer about health in dialogue are presented in this chart. The basic questions are, how are you? And how do you feel today? To answer, we see that we have positive and negative adjectives. When we feel good, we might use fine, good, great, and fantastic. While to use negative adjectives, we have sick, awful, terrible, or miserable. Let's see together some phrases now. I'm sick, or I feel sick, not so good, or not very well. When you see or hear that someone is not well, then you can ask, what's the matter? Or what's wrong? As everyday language. And the person who is sick or has a health problem might answer, I have plus the health problem, or I've got health problem. Mind the structure here. I have plus health problem, or I've got health problem. To practice at home, please make a dialogue for the following situation. Let's read together. Student A. Your friend looks awful. Ask what the problem is, then tell him or her what to do. So you have to give advice. While student B, you have a headache. Tell your partner about it. Agree to do what he or she advises you to do. Thank you for your attention.